Okay, very big win for us on the road against a team that's been playing extremely well at home. It was a great crowd. It was loud down there. It was a true team effort. We faced some adversity early. Real proud of our special teams. 2 special teams touchdowns that were momentum plays, really helped turn the game around right there. I was real proud of our discipline. We had 1 penalty, I believe it was an offsides, lining up in the neutral zone. Just real happy with our team. True team effort. Big victory and tough place to play.
Questions?
Second week in a row is really an unusual game, wasn't it? Sort of a unusual flow of the game. Talk about how it developed there.
Yeah, you know, we were just trying to feel them out early. We were curious how they were going to play us. We figured they would try to stop the run, you know, roll an extra guy down, play single high, and they did that. I think we hit the score early, and then we kind of figured out what was going on, and we were able to run the football.
Gus, what does it say about your team when you have an interception for a touchdown, you have a fumble,
Yeah.
leads to a touchdown, you have a black extra point, and you still?
Yeah, you know, that was the only you know, negative of the day. I felt like, you know, we had the turnover after a 5-yard gain, 4-yard gain, and then they got it and they scored. Then we threw the pick six. You know, we got to correct that. That was the only negative, I think.
What does it say about this team that you overcome that?
Yeah, well, they're just you know, they're playing together. They're showing some mental toughness. You know, they're not panicking. They're believing, and they're playing together.
Yes, Nick had one of the best rushing performances by a quarterback in school history, almost one of the best performances, period, in school history. Just comment on his day and how important that was.
Well, you know, he's a great athlete. He's starting to understand the offense. He's making the right decisions. And when he gets the ball out in space, you know, he can really do some things.
Talk about special teams, Coach. First time in school history, kickoff and a punt return for a touchdown.
Yeah, that was big. I mean, the punt return is a long punt return, really good blocking, point of attack. You know, Corey Grant, you know, cut it back across the field. He's got real speed. Our guys did a really good job. And, you know, Coach Fountain's worked extremely hard on the little things the last couple of weeks. You know, we felt like we were close in a couple areas, and, you know, him and his staff done a really good job focusing in. Those were 2 huge plays. Helped us win the game.
How big was the one right before half to give up the interception, return in, and come back?
Yeah, that was momentum. They had all the momentum. The place was going crazy, and we came back and answered. And, you know, that was really a big plus.
What do you look for to identify that your team gets better before you look at film? Can you look at it and go, like, we get?
Well, you know, I mean, we made those 2 critical mistakes, fumbling the football and throwing the pick six. Besides that, I felt like we got better. You know, you got to give those guys credit. I mean, they're a good team. Like I said earlier, they play extremely well at home. Got a lot of young talent.
What do you look for, though? I mean, is there any specific thing, or just overall?
It's just overall. Just overall, feel how you handle things and the discipline with the penalties. I thought that was big.
You ever been a part of the second quarter like that where you're scoring at will, but you're doing it by running the ball?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not sure.
What did you say to Nick after that pick?
Yeah.
It looked like you didn't see the defender.
Well, the kid made a great play. I mean, there's no doubt. I think he was trying to throw the ball away down the ground. The guy made a really good catch and anticipated the play. So, hey, that's just part of it. You know, go to the next play. And that's Nick's, one of his strengths. He didn't get too high or too low. And he came back and responded extremely well.
Did he say anything to you, though, you know, on the sideline before or after the touchdown run?
What's that?
Did he say anything to you? Or did
after we threw the pick six?
Either that time or after he came back and scored the, 68-yarder?
No, he didn't say much. He's even keel. I mean, he just said, let's go to the next drive, next play, that's over. And that's over, so not really.
Because you took the air out of the ball there in the second half. I think this is one of the fewest passing yards a team you've coached has had in college football. What was the plan to do, just because you were running it so well?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you run the football, you know, just keep doing it. And so that's kind of, you know, who we're developing into. I mean, I still believe we can throw the football. There's no doubt in my mind we can. But when you don't have to, you know, there's a pretty good feeling when you can line up and run the football at will.
On the returns, I know it's a team thing, but how nice is it to have Chris Davis back there on punt returns?
Yeah, Chris Davis is a veteran guy, and you could see he made some great moves. He went north-south. He didn't dance around. He made a couple of really good moves and had enough speed to take it to the house.
Trey fumbles for the first time in several weeks, but still finishes with a great day, still scores after that. Just what is his mindset to be able to respond?
Well, the thing about Trey, I mean, he's madder than anybody else, madder than the coaches. He's really hard on himself, and he bounced back, and you know, he's done that most of the year.
coached the job Sammy Coates did, especially blocking on the edge for Nick Marshall, some of his big runs?
Our receivers are doing a great job blocking. I mean, that stood out to me, just kind of watching. Did a good job of covering up people, allowing Nick to get out there and, at least get on the single high safety one-on-one.
Now you tell the team here going back home and obviously.
I just told them to enjoy it. I mean, it was a big win. I mean, this is a tough place to play. I was very concerned about this one. And I just told them, hey, don't think about anything. We'll start worrying about it next week, tomorrow, from players. I told them to enjoy it. They've earned it. I just told them I'm proud of them.
Can you speak to the second quarter? I mean, that was really the big turnaround. 211 yards on the ground, just that one quarter.
Yeah, we started out and we were trying to get a feel for them, and we tried to throw it a couple times, and then we kind of got in a rhythm. We kind of saw how they were playing us and what they were giving us, what they were taking away. Coach Lashley and his staff, I felt like they did a really good job with adjustments, and we were able to run the football and get some momentum. And anytime we get first downs, we're able to pace. That's kind of when we're at our best, and so that's what happened in the second quarter.
Because at 9-1, do you start to look at the bigger picture of what each game could mean to the end of the season?
No, not at all. We'll enjoy this one. We got Georgia next week, and that's the only thing on our mind. We're not letting our mind go anywhere other than that. That's been our mindset all year. And at the end of the year, we'll be able to look back and pat ourselves on the back and all that when the time's right. But the time's not right now.
You've been a part of these last two games, Amen Corner here at Auburn before. How important is it to be playing your best football going into this?
Well, I mean, you got to. Anytime you're playing good teams, you got to play your best football. And we talked about improving each practice and each game, and I feel like for the most part we've done that all season, and we're going to have to do that. I mean, you're talking about two of the better teams in college football.
How much was the early passes, an effort to kind of get that going a little bit? Obviously we've seen 9 last week, 7 this week. Pass attempts, was that in the thought process?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I mean, just trying to predict what they're giving us. We felt like we had some opportunities. We did hit the wheel route for a touchdown. I thought that was big. But like I said, the way the game unfolded, and we were able to run it, and they were having a tough time with it, and we just kept doing it.
Does it feel good to know you're done on the road, and how did this team improve from that first road game to this one?
Yeah, I mean, the first quarter we were on the verge of being terrible, against LSU. I think everybody saw that. And after that first quarter, we played pretty good football on the road. This is the toughest conference, in the country, especially on the road. So we're glad the road's behind us.
Can you talk about red zone defense? They got a lot of yards between the 30s to God.
Well, that's kind of been, our MO all year. Our defense has really rose up, once they get in the red zone. One of the better defenses in college football in the red zone, and that's been a big factor, and I think vice versa on the other side of the football, too.
Take a few more.
One more about the special teams, Gus. I mean, you guys have been solid on special teams in that return game. Talk about just the entire group when you put those guys out there.
They're Coach Fountain and his staff's doing a great job. We got one of the better kickers in college football. We got one of the better punters in college football. Now we're starting to get our return game right. Guys are starting to do their assignments, and if we can continue to improve in that area, it'll really help us.
If you look week to week at the improvements you've made going into this season, do you expect to be at this position, 9-1?
At the very first of the year?
Yeah, did you expect to be in this position?
I didn't let my mind go there. We just took it one game at a time. I just told our guys, as long as we improve each practice and each game, we'll see what happens. And I was curious, just like our team was, how we do and how we improve. They found a way. They bought into what we asked them to do, and I'm proud of them for that.
Right.